This is not going to be one of those guru videos where at the end of the video, I promise you're going to have your dream penthouse in Miami. You're going to have 6 Lambos. You're going to have 3 mansions in Cancun and buy your mom a house. I'm not going to be promising you any of that. I'm literally just going to be telling you the real sauce, the real things on getting clothing brands to over 10K a month and exactly what I know about that. And as you can see here, I know pretty much exactly what I'm talking about. This brand in the past 30 days, $51,000. This brand in the past 30 days, $21,000. And this brand in the past, June 21st to July 21st, that's around 30 days, $20,000. So I know exactly what I'm talking about, and I don't want to waste any of your time. So I'm going to hop straight into it and me explaining how to make a clothing brand over 10K a month. So the first thing you need to know is you need to decide a niche. You need to hone in on your exact customer type. This is so important because if you don't know who you make clothes for, why are you even making clothes anyways? It's so important that you know exactly who you're targeting, and you need to make clothes for a niche. You need to decide a niche that actually has demand, has a wide audience. You don't want to, make clothes for a niche and then come to find out that really only like 10,000 people care about that niche, or even less, maybe only 1,000 people care about that niche. You need to have a niche that, kind of almost like a million people fit into, kind of. This can be like, dark wear, tech wear, more flowery wear. I don't know. You just need to pick a niche that you're interested in the clothing space, and you need to stick with it. And the brands that actually make money with a clothing brand have perfected their marketing to cater to their target audience, cater to a niche. And when you decide your niche, look at the competition, see how they're operating, see how they're moving with their brand, with their marketing, whatever. And, take notes on what you can do better, what you can make better than the competition in your niche. And you need to pick a niche where you have the most confidence in, where you have been in a while, whether you listen to the music in that niche or whether you follow the artist in that niche. You need to pick a niche that you're genuinely interested in so you can make the best work possible because you know what's already working in that niche, if that makes sense. And if you don't know where to start, just look at the clothes you wear, look at the music artists you listen to, look at what they wear, and you just write down why the clothes resonate with you. Why do you like the clothes you wear? Why do you like the clothes these artists wear? Why are you even following these artists in the first place? Because a lot of the times, music and fashion go so well together. They mix so well. The circles interlap with each other so much. And usually, if you like a music artist, you most likely, like some of their fashion sense or some type of their aesthetic in some way. Well, another thing that's super important that you need to know is you don't make clothes for everybody. If you try to make clothes for everybody, then you're just going to disinterest everybody because you're trying too hard to appeal to everybody. You need to make clothes for a specific niche, a certain type of person. You need to be so niche down on your target audience that you can describe an exact type of person, their hair color, their ethnicity, their age, the music they listen to, the school they go to, what are their actual ambitions in life. You should be able to describe this exact customer profile for your brand. Now, when I say niche, this is pretty much what I mean. Like, there's so many different styles of fashion. You have like all black, you have like baggy with like, more neutral tones. You have like army. Like, there's so many different aesthetics. There's so many different niches that you can go to when it comes to the clothing brand space. And you need to pick one and stick by it. It's okay to rebrand every now and then, but at least in the beginning, you should have a niche and you should be honing in on that niche. And when you have a niche, you need to make products for that niche. Your main priority when starting fresh with a brand or continuing a brand is to rapid test samples and get a winning product. Study the winning products in your niche from these winning brands. Why exactly are they winning? Is it, the material? Is it the print? Is it the fit? Is it the design? What exactly is making these products win? Are they using influencers? Is the brand owner known? You really need to study this because once you figure out how something is winning, that's when you can replicate it into your own brand and get your brand to win in similar ways. And a lot of the beginning brands make the mistake of just wasting months and months and months pushing like one singular product, one singular mid product. You don't want to be caught doing this because, if you're just trying to do one product, one, you're not making that much money because it's just one singular product. And two, there's so many different stuff you could be making to back up this product or at least make better products instead of just focusing on one product and trying to sell it so hard. You should be designing a mix of pieces, whether that's hoodies, zip ups, sweats, jeans, accessories, I don't know, scarves, gloves, bags. You should be designing a nice mix so you can appeal to as many people as possible in your niche. And so you can increase your AOV. Your AOV is your average order value. The more accessories, the more different pieces you have, the more likely someone is going to add, a couple things to their cart and maybe, buy $200 worth of clothes from your website, $300 worth of clothes, $400 worth of clothes from your website. So the more options you have on your website, the more chances of someone, buying multiple items and you can upsell all your other items. And just make sure to join discords and online communities and ask strangers for opinions on your clothing products. Stop asking your mom, stop asking your sister, your close friends on their opinion on your clothes. Because for one, they know you, they like you, and they're not going to try to hurt your feelings. You should be asking complete strangers, whether it's on Discord, Reddits, Instagram chats, what they think of your clothes, whether it's for them or not. It doesn't really matter. They should be able to give you an objective opinion on whether your clothes are just objectively bad or not. And these opinions are so valuable because they're from complete strangers. These are people who don't care about you at all. So if they say your clothes are hard, your clothes are most likely hard because, they have no reason to compliment you. You're a complete stranger to them. Now, as a bonus, get you a manufacturer that can ideally make your bulk orders within under 25 days. Slow manufacturers are the biggest stop to cash flow. If you have a manufacturer that's taking you like 40 days to make your products, it's not worth it because you're losing on so much money because you're waiting, 2 months just to get your products to your house, to your warehouse, wherever. And this is what I mean when I say design collections. I have two brands I got on my For You page right here, but you can see they're designing multiple different pieces to appeal to different people. We have tees, hoodies, dress shirts, sweaters, tees, backpacks. We have even more hoodies with sweatpants and, long sleeves. Like you should be designing a good mix of pieces to appeal to different people within that same niche because not everybody in a single niche wants to buy a hoodie. Not everybody in a single niche wants to buy, some jeans. So you should be designing a nice mix. Now, once you have your product, you need to go into pre-drop marketing. Your pre-drop strategy can make or break this $10,000 month. And when your clothing products are ready to drop, you need to have a consistent model of pushing new content to gain traction. You don't want to be the brand that has a hard product, but they post once a decade. They post like 2 times a month. You should be posting very consistently if you are actively looking to drop for your clothing brand. And as you post every day, you should be promoting your SMS list and your email list so you can collect these people and, market to them as soon as you drop. I think SMS and email is literally the biggest thing you should be focusing on for your first clothing brand drop and also in your future clothing brand drops because these are the people who are most interested in buying your clothes. And also, just study the marketing your competition is doing. Why are they winning with their marketing? What exactly, are they doing with their marketing? Whether that's influencers, are they making, specific types of videos? Are they using specific types of colors, settings, whatever? Please just study your competition. You don't have to do everything yourself. You don't have to think of everything yourself, especially when you have competition that's kind of similar to your brand winning. And all you want to do is post a couple times a day for the next 2 to 3 weeks leading up to your drop on both TikTok and Instagram, and use influencers if you have pre-made inventory. Again, I understand, like I say in my other videos, not everybody has pre-made inventory. So this is just a bonus. If you have pre-made inventory, try to use influencers. And if you think you can do it all by yourself, then by all means, go ahead and not use an influencer. That's completely up to you. But like I said, as you're promoting, you want to get your customers to join your SMS and email list right here. Make them sign up for the wait list, whether that's on the phone number or email. Super, super important because as soon as you drop, all these people are going to go to your website and check you out. And another thing is influencers. Like I said, if you're able to use influencers, get them in your clothes, get them to post on Instagram, get them to post TikToks. And I promise you, your clothing brand will gain traction. And this will be very, very huge for your 10K month because ideally, when you drop, that's where most of your money is going to come from. So let's say you're aiming for a 10K month on drop day. A lot of clothing brands, especially in the beginning, they're going to do like, $2,000, $3,000 that day. And if you don't do that, don't worry. You still have ads and the other stuff that you can do after drop day to secure that 10K month. So obviously try to have a drop day on a Friday or weekend. That's when people get paid. Stop doing your random drop on a Wednesday afternoon when nobody is active, everyone's in school, no one has gotten paid yet. Try to do your drops on a Friday or weekend because people get paid. Have an SMS and email campaign ready for your drop. The majority of your revenue will be made on drop day, like I stated earlier. And you want to use the money you gain during drop day to go back into your brand and fund your paid ads. Paid ads are the main way you're going to scale your clothing brand to a 10K month if you don't hit that organically. I recommend you start with Meta ads. It's the easiest to use, and Instagram is usually the central hub for anything Instagram brand related and for most clothing brand stuff related. And you want to be collecting reviews for your customer because one, you can use these reviews to, have some social proof. And two, you can use these reviews on your paid advertisements as sort of testimonials. And you want to take your winning organic videos. So everything you posted leading up to your drop, you're going to take note of the videos that did the best. The videos that got maybe, 3,000 more views, 5,000, maybe even 20,000 more views than regular. You're going to use these videos as your ads because if it did good organically, it most likely will do good with money behind it. And as you run your ads, if your ROAS is below break even for 7 days, this just means your content or product isn't good enough and you need to make new content or ads so you can see if it's your product that's bad or if it just was your content that was bad. Now, this is what I mean when I say meta ads or Instagram ads will carry, especially if you didn't do good, initially on organic. Maybe you only got like $1,000 on that drop day or maybe $2,000 on that drop day. You can use meta ads to put your content in front of the right people. You can see right here, this brand, I took $6,000 to almost $20,000 at a 3x return. And that was 325 new customers you can see right here. And this brand, we spent $23,000 to bring back $70,000 at a 3x return on average. And you can see like meta ads are extremely powerful. Now, how exactly do you start with meta ads? Well, for one, you actually need to make a meta ad account slash business account for your clothing brand, but you should be focusing on different marketing angles to see which one supports your brand the best. By different marketing angles, I just mean like, maybe on body video angle, maybe an influencer angle, maybe a flat lay angle, maybe like a free shipping angle, like these different types of angles you can market your clothing pieces with, and you need to be focusing that on your ads. I recommend testing 3 to 5 different angles on broad settings. And if you're just starting out with ads, I recommend $30 to $50 a day to start if you're a small brand. Usually Meta is going to have you on a $50 a day limit anyways, especially if your ad account is new. So I highly recommend $30 to $50 a day, and then you can scale up to $70 to $100, maybe, $500 a day eventually once you start getting the stuff working. Now, you want to be testing your ads for 3 days minimum before changing anything up. Now, here is a basic ad campaign. You're going to have your campaign and then you're going to have your different angles right here. I made a specific YouTube video covering Facebook ads for clothing brands. So make sure to check that out on your own time. I'm not going to explain everything here because just what I covered previously and then covering ads, this would make it like a 1 hour video. So I have a separate video that you can check out on your own time. But like I said, you're going to have your campaign and then you're going to have the different angles. I did 3 angles right here, but you can easily add like another 4th or 5th angle here and have the budget at 50, $70 a day. Now, real quick, if you want more one-on-one help with your clothing brand or when it comes to scaling your clothing brand, I made a free training video just for you. I break down the exact systems I use to scale clothing brands to 6 figures and beyond. All you gotta do is click the first link in the description and watch the free training. Now, thank you for learning with me. I really appreciate you guys watching the videos all the way through and actually learning, what you need to do to scale your clothing brand. Consider subscribing for more valuable clothing brand knowledge. Join the free Discord down below. It's filled with over 1,000 clothing brand owners, which is just absolutely crazy. Completely free to join the free Discord. And comment the word ice cream if you made it this far. I like seeing people who watch my videos all the way through, who actually take in the knowledge, take in what I have to say, and apply it to their clothing brand. So again, comment the word ice cream if you made it this far. And I really, really appreciate you guys who watch it all the way through. Thank y'all so much. And as always, I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Let me know if you have any questions, but peace.